order, and the first one would be Senator Niello on SB 51.
Excuse me. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I am presenting SB 51, a timely bill. I am back once again with this very timely issue, the long-standing debate about standard time versus daylight saving. This bill is about that, but it's also about a few other things I hope you'll consider. First, how California can control its own destiny. Second, how it is the healthier choice for our bodies. And third, how we can ditch the time switch, something people have long expressed in favor of. You may be thinking, didn't we already address this a few years back? And the answer is, kinda. In 2018, California voters approved Proposition 7, which allows the legislature to change the rules relating to daylight saving time. Since the passage of Proposition 7, there has been a bit of confusion. Many voters actually thought they had decided the issue, but like so many bills and propositions, the devil is in the details. Proposition 7 authorizes the legislature to amend the provisions by a two-thirds vote to change the dates and times of the daylight saving time period consistent with federal law, and authorizes the legislature to amend these provisions by a two-thirds vote to provide for the application of year-round daylight saving time if approved by Congress. It literally takes an act of Congress. Currently, federal law only allows for states to authorize permanent standard time or utilize daylight savings time on a temporary basis for a portion of the year. To date, Congress has not approved a move to permanent daylight saving time, and it is showing absolutely no interest in doing so, despite a few efforts. In light of the lack of action by the federal government and the desires of our constituents to ditch the switch, it is imperative California consider another option to address the issue. The only option we have is moving to permanent standard time. A recent Gallup poll showed that the majority of Americans, 54%, say they are ready to do away with the practice of switching times every 6 months. The same poll also showed the plurality of Americans say they would prefer to have standard time the whole year, including summertime. This bill will accomplish those sentiments. I've worked over the interim with a group of lawmakers in bordering states, Washington, Oregon, Nevada, who are all considering this issue in their respective houses to help bring consistency among the western states. In fact, some of their bills even have language stating their laws can only take effect if California joins as well. We have a unique opportunity to lead and partner with our bordering states. Not only does SB 51 eliminate an inconvenience for Californians, switching the clocks every 6 months, but there are multiple health and safety implications this change would help address, which the majority of our Senate supported recently in the passage of my SCR 7 of a few weeks ago. We are into acronyms, of course, and in my office, our acronym is MISTA, Make It Standard Time Always. So I ask for your aye vote, and now I'd like to turn it over to my witnesses. We have today, to begin, Dr. Feby Maria Puravath Manikat. I hope I didn't butcher that too bad. A practicing sleep medicine physician. She completed her fellowship in the Division of Sleep Medicine at Stanford University of Medicine, currently serves as a sleep physician with Stanford Lifestyle Medicine, and maintains a private sleep medicine practice. She is also a member of the American Academy of Sleep Medicine and offers expert opinions on sleep health, standard and daylight saving time, and the importance of sleep priority to congressional lawmakers here and now with us in Sacramento.
Let's hear from her. Go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you, distinguished chair and distinguished members of the committee. Thank you, Senator Niello, for the opportunity to speak today. I commend this committee to taking up the important issue of ending daylight saving time. My name is Dr. Feby Maria Puravath Manikat. I'm a practicing sleep medicine physician trained at Stanford, currently serving as sleep medicine physician for Stanford Lifestyle Medicine, and will be soon joining Apple to further advance sleep and wellness efforts. Most importantly, I'm the mother of 2 young children and a proud Californian. I'm here today on behalf of American Academy of Sleep Medicine to urge this committee to support SB 51 and eliminate the practice of daylight saving time in favor of permanent standard time. I would like to share 3 points with you today. Although I could speak for hours and I have an overwhelming body of evidence, I will keep it brief to respect your time. First, the science is clear. Our bodies are wired to wake up with light and sleep with darkness. Daylight saving time disrupts this natural circadian rhythm. Summer days are longer regardless of clock changes. What daylight saving time is doing is artificially shifting our light towards the evening and robbing us of morning light just when we need it the most. Morning light boosts alertness, mood, performance, and productivity. When we shift the clock forward, we're forcing millions of Californians, students, workers, and parents to wake up in the dark, misaligned with their biological clocks. People may say they enjoy the longer evening light, but it's not real light they've gained. It's just a reallocation, and that's costing us sleep, productivity, and our health. My second point is, this disruption has serious health consequences. The rates of heart attacks, strokes, heart attacks being 24%, strokes being 8%, and fatal car accidents being 20%, all increase immediately after the transition to daylight saving time. The meta-analysis of 115,000 patients show an increased risk for heart attacks. Stroke increases by 8% just 2 days after the shift. When you apply this to a population the size of California, the impact is massive and represents hundreds of preventable strokes. Also, when medications are timed every 6 to 8 hours, daylight saving time disrupts those dosing schedules, increases the risk for errors, especially
I apologize. We have a packed hearing, so we only have 2 minutes per witness, and we're at 2 minutes. Can you kind of wrap up your main points?
Sure. My third point is that it impacts mental health and vulnerable, especially shift workers, people with Alzheimer's, children, and mental health disorders. So when we have evening light, our natural body's melatonin is delayed, which forces us harder to fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed. So this 1 hour change may seem insignificant, but if you compound that over 39 million Californians, its impact is massive. So as a parent, as a physician, as a Californian, and as a member of sleep medicine community, I urge you to vote in favor of SB 51. Move California toward permanent standard time. Let's stop forcing our bodies to adjust to artificial time. I urge our lawmakers to ground our laws in science and healthy practices. Let's give California the gift of consistent, restorative, and healthy sleep. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak and testify. I'm honored to be part of this important effort.
Thank you. Thank you. And that is most. Do you have another witness? Or?
With Save Standard Time, he's worked on this, frankly, throughout the country. He's been here before, and he is my second witness.
Okay, so we're down to 1 minute, so we got to just kind of.
Okay, and I have a written document that I'd like to share with the committee members.
Great.
Give it to.
Sergeants will share. Yeah.
Sir.
So just give us the highlights. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Chair, members of the committee, thank you for having me here. My name is Mr. JP, last name is spelled PEA. I'm the president of Safe Standard Time and the co-chair for the Coalition for Permanent Standard Time. I travel the country working on this issue, and I'm asking for your yes vote on Senate Bill 51. When we turn the clock forward an hour, it makes your alarm clock sound an hour earlier. It makes people wake up in the dark, and people are not asking you to wake them up in the dark. They might be asking for more summer, but that's not within your power to give them more summer. Daylight saving time costs hundreds of lives and millions of dollars every year. Passing SB 51 could take effect by the end of this year, and it would benefit commuters, school children, farmers, everybody who needs that morning light. This is the opinion of the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, American Academy of Neurology, National Safety Council, even Bloomberg Magazine. Nevada Assembly passed this same proposal just last week. Oregon Senate passed this a month ago. Many states are looking at doing this. Please, this is the quickest, fastest, healthiest way to ditch the switch, and I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Well done. I appreciate that. Any other folks here today who would like to add on in support?
Kevin Guzman with the California Medical Association in support.
Thank you. Do we have opposition witnesses? Any opposition witnesses? We do. We thank you. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you. Chairperson Becker, members of the committee, my name is Craig Kessler, speaking on behalf of the California Alliance for Golf. The California golfing community does not dispute the studies performed by the sleep disorder specialists or the sponsors of this bill, nor do we discount the fact that those studies ought to be part of any fully informed decision as to which is the better option to discontinue the practice of biannually flipping our clocks, permanent standard time or permanent daylight time. We do, however, believe that before the legislature overturns the California Electric's clear decision to move to year-round daylight saving time, the legislature ought to consider all of the factors that are necessary to reach a fully informed decision on a practice that has been part of Californians' lives for generations. Factors such as the economic considerations that affect those recreational activities like golf and tourism that would be harmed, the health considerations associated with reduced time for after-school sports and recreation programs, the increased crime associated with permanent standard time, and the reality of looming federal preemption, among others. It's important to note Legislative Council's caution that adopting permanent standard time may require voter approval. If it's the desire of the author and the legislature to put this issue before the voters again, we still believe more research is needed to give voters a complete understanding of the pros and cons of either choice. We concur with the analysis regarding the suggested benefits of a measured approach that would allow for a full assessment of all the implications and interests of residents, communities, schools, businesses, neighboring states, and impacts on energy systems. An approach that would consider all relevant factors as opposed to just one, an approach made just that much wiser by the fact that the bill in question seeks to reverse a preference approved by the California electorate less than 7 years ago. For these reasons and others that are in the lengthy letter filed with the committee, the California Alliance for Golf opposes this bill, but would support the comprehensive assessment suggested in the staff analysis. Thank you for considering our views.
Thank you for your testimony. Are there others in opposition who would like to testify? Seeing none, we'll bring it back to the committee. Any questions? Senator Allen.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly convinced that we should not go to permanent daylight savings time. So if we're going to go to one time, I believe it should be permanent standard time. I guess my debate, my own personal debates between the status quo and your proposal, I'm going through all the materials, and the point that keeps being made is that, well, it would be a terrible mistake to go to Pacific daylight time because it'll lead to very dark wake-ups in the daylight savings time. It'd be dark wake-ups during the winter. So again, one of the many reasons why I would never want to go to permanent daylight savings time. The problem, I think, with your proposal is that in the height of the summer, you're talking about, the sunrise is going to be in like the 4 a.m. hour. I looked up in my hometown, for example, in June, sunrise is going to be 5:43. That's going to be 4:43 in the morning. So all this talk about morning light is a great thing, and I'm all for morning light, starting around 5 or 6. But but 6. But like, geez, 4:30. I don't know. So that's my challenge here. And so I just want to point that out, and because I totally agree that it would be a mistake to go to permanent daylight savings time. I just want to state that for the record.
Thank you, Senator Allen. Anyone else?
I think Mr. P. might have a comment regarding Senator Allen's comments.
I mean, it's really more of a.
Yeah, I like circadian rhythms. I like waking up with the sun, and I don't want to be waking up at 4:43 in the morning. That's my problem.
There's a comment more than a question. I'll let you address it in your close.
Okay, thank you.
All right, with that, would you like to close?
I would love to. So a significant majority of people want to ditch the switch. We know that. So that leaves a decision as to, as I put it, which switch to ditch. And Senator Allen mentioned what the problem is with regard to permanent daylight saving time. And we actually tried that year-round back during the energy crisis in it's 1973, I believe. Some of us here are old enough to remember that. And we will remember that it was adopted to take effect for 2 years, and it was abandoned in less than a year, exactly because of the very dark mornings. So that clearly would appear not to be the preference. Medical experts overwhelmingly recommend standard time as being better for our circadian clocks, as we say. One thing you can do if the light is rising too early is you can draw the drapes. When it's dark, and there's nothing you can do about it. Relative to the testimony of the opponent, the Golfing Alliance is looking for the sun to set as late as possible for purposes of people that play golf. I know plenty of people that would rather play golf in the morning, and therefore there's more light in the morning. And even with that, in July, with standard time around here, the sun is still up, and it's going down at about 7:30. That is not exactly early. So I would stress that a vast majority of people want to ditch the switch. We can't change it to permanent daylight saving time. It doesn't conform with federal law. It also is the least preferred, and permanent standard time is the most healthy. And we have a coalition where we very likely will be able to get Western states all to agree, so we would all be on the same time. I respectfully request an aye vote when the time is right.
Well, thank you. We actually believe we have a quorum, so I'll ask our committee assistant to establish quorum.
Becker?
Here.
Becker here. Achobog. Allen?
Here.
Allen here. Archuleta?
Here.
Archuleta here. Arreguín? Ashby? Caballero? Daly? Daly here. Gonzalez? Grayson? Here? Grayson here. Grove? Grove here. Limon? McNerney? McNerney here. Rubio? Stern? Stern here. Strickland?
Here.
Strickland here. Wahab. So we have a quorum. And now we just need a motion on that.
We have a quorum. With that, I'll entertain a motion. I'm personally more of a twilight golfer than an early morning golfer. Do not have a recommendation, though I will be supporting the bill here today. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Senator Archuleta makes a motion, and let me read that. It is due pass the Senate Appropriations Committee. Let's have a vote.
Becker?
Aye.
Becker, aye. Achobog. Allen? Archuleta?
Aye.
Archuleta, aye. Arreguín? Ashby? Caballero? Daly? Daly, aye. Gonzalez? Grayson? Grove? Limon? McNerney, aye. Rubio? Stern?
No.
Stern, no. Strickland?
Aye.
Strickland, aye. Wahab? So that's
If the current vote is 5-1, we will leave that on call.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.